your positions, get ready. All right. We're going to count down from 5. Please don't make me do it all by myself. From 5. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Gentlemen, go. Okay, what we have here are 2 matching 4-bolt main small block Chevrolets. They've been studded, bored to 40 thousandths overbore, and decked, all by machine shop equipment and students in Jerry Norris's lab and classroom at Southeast Community College in Milford. These are some of our students from SCC at Milford, Nebraska, that are studying a program of automotive technology where they're going to graduate and get jobs in the industry, working in a variety of different ways. The crankshafts are a scat crank out of Redondo Beach, California, stock stroke, 358 cubic inches total displacement. The cams are a mother thumper cam with a design to make them have a real throaty idle without sacrificing the bottom end torque with a big duration camshaft. Okay, a little trouble with the bearing over there on the right hand side. That's to slow them down just a little bit. That's okay. You're going to see over here, you're right, there is a clock. So what these guys are going to do is race against each other and against the clock. They have to assemble them and they have to start them. There'll be a few things that the judges are going to check. They're going to make sure that they torque the main caps, torque the rods, torque the silver heads, and verify the cam timing. We're going to make sure that they do have engine oil pressure before an attempted start. And then they're going to have to put all their tools away before they can clear these things for a start. Okay, so you see these guys using all basic hand tools. The only thing that's not a hand tool up on that board is that cordless drill. It's not used as a tool to fix anything or put anything together. It's just there to build oil pressure before we attempt to start them. We don't want to start them dry. So we have an attempted start when they do have oil pressure. Okay, speaking of tools, as I'm grabbing pistons and rods here and getting ready to assemble these rotating assemblies, one of the cool things about our programs at SCC Milford is the students are all able to have their own tools that they buy at half price from all the major tool vendors. The Snap-on, the Matco, the Mac, the Cornwell, you name it, they all come out wanting to sell the students on their product, knowing that they're going to buy more tools later. These students all graduate, they have a nice box and a nice set of stuff to be able to go and get that job in the industry with a nice set of tools that they own that they bought at half price. Half price on a toolbox is a big, big deal. See if I can see the clock. Okay, right at 3 minutes. Got some pistons going in. They're steel power cast hyper-eutectic piston, 40 thousandths overboard, moly-coated skirts, powdered metal GM Vortec rods that have been reconditioned and resized in the machine shop at Jerry Norris's by Jerry Norris's students at SCC in Milford. Use a tapered style ring. Some of the programs, like we say, that compete and have similar things to what we do, are proud of the fact that you utilize their tools, school-owned tools, while you're a student. The problem with that is when you graduate, you may have a skill and a job, but then you have to spend thousands of dollars of tools before you can have that first job. Our students have a chance to buy these tools at significant discount, half off usually, while they're at school and they already have them, and it's part of the situation, part of the program while they're there. Having your own tools is a pretty cool thing, but beyond that, another thing that SCC has that many, many programs like it do not, is our students are able to graduate with an associate degree. We have the Gen Ed requirements met so that they can have an associate degree, which means that they decide to further their education or pursue a bachelor's degree, the opportunity is much, much, much more readily available to these students than it is if you have a certificate of completion or a bunch of shop classes. The associate degree allows degree completion programs and other things to be a viable option for you. Okay, 5-minute mark. We got a couple short blocks here. Looks like getting close. So we said our students are able to have their own tools that they bought at half off. They have an associate degree. The other thing that's really, really special about what we have to offer is the fact that we have a wonderful placement record. We graduated, get this, 9 students last month. 9. Okay, we graduate 4 times a year. The last class of 4, the last class a month ago was 9 students. I had 84 letters from employers trying to hire those 9 students. Some of those employers wanted multiple people. Some of those students already had jobs lined up. 8, 9, 10 jobs per student is the norm, not the exception. Lots of opportunity for these young men and women to go out and get a job in this industry that's been very, very good to all of us and is very, very, very successful place to be for a lot of young people. Many of those students are going to go to a dealership. The 9 that just graduated last term, 3 of them went to dealerships. A Ford, a GM, and a Subaru dealer. Some of them go to independent repair shops. Some of them go to specialty shops that do just driveline work or just transmission overhaul or just engine repair or just steering and suspension. Some get into service write-up and management. Some get into the parts side of things. Some get into owning their own facility. You name it. Lots and lots of different opportunities. Lots of different ways you can go. And lots of jobs for people that graduate with that associate degree from SEC in Milford. The reason we have that great placement record is because students have graduated in the past, went out, got a job, done that job, and been successful. So when the boss needs somebody else, he says, you know what? That last person I hired from Milford was very, very successful. I want somebody just like that. And so he calls and looks for more. There is an abundance of job opportunities for trained automotive skilled labor. Shalissa, what's the clock say?
7:21.
7.5 minutes, okay? This is about the halfway point when we say they flip, and that's about where these guys are both at. Again, they are going to have to torque the heads. The heads are aluminum LT1 Corvette Camaro cylinder heads. They're designed for mid-late 90s application. We had to do some custom machining to make them work for this. They're designed for reverse coolant flow with a serpentine belt. Obviously, these don't have coolant in them, so that's not an issue for us. But that's what they're off of. That's what they're designed to be used for. Okay, we've been doing this for about 8 years as a way to go out and kind of build some interest in an industry that we like, go to car shows and races and cruise nights and things like that. We've had a lot of opportunities to go out and showcase what our students are able to do. Not that what we expect our students to do when they graduate is go rebuild carbureted engines, but it is a part of what we learn is engine repair and engine machining, and it's a fun part of what we do. Our desire is to train these guys to be entry-level technicians in that dealership or independent repair shop environment. And we know that there's an abundance of places for them that they can come out and work. Another thing we've kind of been doing the last 4 years is having a summer camp for high school students that are interested in an automotive type of career where they can come and spend 2 days on campus, spend the night in the dorm, eating cafeteria food, which is good. And we go do something fun on the weekend. We went to Speedway Motors, the Smith Collection Museum this time. Very, very good. If some of you have never had a chance to go see that in Lincoln, it is absolutely amazing and well worth your time to go do that. We do that just, it costs 30 bucks. Covers all your food, your t-shirt, your safety glasses, your entry into whatever fun thing we do. 30 bucks. We do it as a way to get people excited about this industry and to come and say, hey, you know what? This is something I'm interested in, or, you know, this isn't for me. That's okay too. But we take that and have a good time. We usually get 100 or so applicants. We cut it off at 60 so we can have a little bit more one-on-one interaction with those people while they have a chance to do some work on the vehicles and on the using the equipment we have there at SCC in Milford. We do that in June. We did it a month ago. We'll probably do it again here next June. So if you know somebody that's 16 or 17, 18 years old that's interested in that, someone in high school, man, let us know. Additionally, if anybody's interested or knows somebody interested, look us up. We'll hook you up with a tour. We'll feed you. Come down, hang out for an afternoon. We'll put you up with a student. You can shadow and hang out. Talk to these students after they're done. They're not salesmen. They're students learning a lot of fun stuff in an industry that they're passionate about, and we all are too. Ask them any question you want to ask them. $10 minutes, 53 seconds. So right at 11-minute mark. This morning they were right at 16 minutes on the first and about 40 seconds later on the second. The intake manifold you see going on is a high-rise aluminum single-plane intake manifold courtesy of Speedway Motors in Lincoln. Top of the 650 CFM Metal Performer Series carburetor. In addition to our automotive program, we have a lot of other industry and trade and industry programs at Milford, from building construction to welding to machine technology to electronics and electrical repair to architecture, all sorts of things. Diesel, auto collision, ag. We all work together on these. The welding department built these stands for us. What you probably cannot see is that they have a fuel cell and electric fuel pump. They have a battery box. They have some plumbing, some switches, some wiring inside to make these running engine stands. See, in about 2 weeks, we're going to have a chance to have these guys at Kearney Cruise in Kearney, Nebraska, up on the square by the Mona Museum on Saturday. Kearney Cruise is a big, big deal. Well worth participating in that if you've never been, or if you have been, it's well worth the top price admission. Neck and neck. Oil pressure on the right. Yes, 60 pounds on the left. These guys are pretty close. Had a little trouble with this distributor this morning.
So Dave didn't go.
Okay. Okay, we're getting closer. Boy, these guys are neck and neck. I don't know who's going to win this thing. When they get a little closer, I'll try and warn you, but those behind me, be aware it will be loud. So it's never spit parts out the back. But this lady's wearing white. We should have her stand right behind it. What is it? 13 and a half? Okay, 13 and a half minutes. These guys are pretty close, neck and neck. Headers going on again, came from Speedway Motors in Lincoln, Nebraska. These guys are close. You see a brace going on the front of the one engine. That brace is there so when we start the engine up, it won't rotate and try and roll in the stand. Tight, nip and tuck. These guys are going to be close. This is going to be a good show. We're going to get up here where we can see the clock and tell you exactly who started first at what time. 14:13. These guys are on pace to beat their time this morning. Got to get their tools picked up. Got to be cleared for a start. Okay, here we go. 14